what?
Huh?
Something is obstructing, I mean, this is straightforward, something is obstructing the blood flow, right? Through the central
No, no, we're
circulation.
doing.
Dissecting aortic aneurysm, cardiac tamponade, pneumothorax, how do
Wait,
pneumothorax
20
come
seconds.
that? Yeah, you get that black collapsed lung. Atrial evisceration of the abdominal contents into the thoracic cavity. Whew, I think you're more worried about obstructive shock than that, at that point.
Doesn't sound good.
Alright, complicated, just remember, obstructive shock is just a blockage, right? Something's gonna be blocking that, so you don't get enough circulation. And then that gets to what, to the rest of your organs.
Diffusion.
And possibly you don't get any perfusion, so you have no blood supply. Lots of stuff. Alright, complicated shock, pulmonary injury. How about acute renal failure? Gastrointestinal ulceration. DIC is called disseminated intravascular coagulation. What does that mean?
The blood clot.
That's when you start getting massive clotting all over your, systemically all over your system. Multiple organ dysfunction syndrome, MODS, especially in septic shock, and look at the mortality rate. 40-75%. Back to acute renal failure though. What's the issue with acute renal failure?
Is it the nephrons that are affected?
Well, yeah, but why is that gonna, what does your kidneys have to do with
The filter?
They filter the blood.
the what?
They filter the
They filter the blood, but this is shock, right? Loss of blood circulation, loss of perfusion for whatever reason. Why would that affect your kidneys? Because they can't, because they're not getting enough blood to filter?
Or the oxygenating?
That's the big one, it's hypoxia. Not the filtering part that damages the kidney, it's loss of perfusion to the kidneys themselves.
So if the kidneys stop filtering, then it would affect the rest of the organs?
Yeah, it could, but the kidneys aren't gonna stop filtering really, because that's really pressure gradient, right? So then like, your output's gonna drop, right? Probably if you go into shock. That's the least of your problems right there. That'll come back later on. In terms of renal damage, you're worried about hypoxia. Kidneys are very sensitive to that. All right. And I'll go through some of these right here. Potentially lethal form of pulmonary injury that may be centered either the cause or result of shock. So what is this? And you guys will see this too in hospitals. Rapid onset of profound dyspnea that usually occurs 12 to 48 hours after initiating event. What is dyspnea?
dyspnea.
Dyspnea, yeah, whatever. Yeah, dyspnea. I took the N out of that.
Like,
Isn't
isn't it like shortness of breath? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Quick reading, yeah. Definition is lung inflammation, shortness of breath, and rapid breathing. Dyspnea, what's wrong with me? I think I had a stroke.
Stop.
Intervention focus on increased what?
O2? What the? O2?
Oxygen.
Yeah, no. Get rid of that.
Okay.
Increased O2 and ventilation. I don't know what that's. All right. Acute renal, most cases due to impaired renal perfusion, that's what I talked about, or direct injury to the kidneys. But the big one with shock is going to be the perfusion. They do not like that. Degrees related to severity, duration of shock. Okay? Due to ischemia. And that's what I was saying right here. The kidneys can take a lot of punishment to a point. And then when you reach that point, it's sort of the point of no return. Because they don't regenerate. Once you damage the nephrons and stuff like that, you're going down a what? A long, slow road. We'll talk about chronic kidney damage. That's what we're going to go to the kidneys next. Okay? So renal failure can take 15-20 minutes of ischemia. All right, gastrointestinal, this one's just giving me lots of appetite, nausea, vomiting. The superficial mucosal layer of the stomach and duodenum, what happens? You get loss of perfusion, you get ischemia, you start dying, those cells start dying off. Those cells protect you from what? From the stomach acid, everything else, you can get this ulceration in there. All right, DIC is widespread activation of the coagulation system. And it results in the formation of clots and thrombic occlusions in the small and mid-sized vessels. So what happens is you just get this massive systemic clots forming, and you start occluding vessels all over the place. Okay? Systemic formation of thrombin. This is really bad.
That's
Cause you start doing, where do you start?
You can.
If it's systemic, right, all over the place, what are you gonna do, where are you gonna start? You're gonna start, what do you think you guys would probably do to a patient like this?
With anticoagulants.
You anticoagulate as quickly as you can, try and prevent anything else from happening, try and get some of the clot busting drugs in there, but this is really bad. Some bacterial infection, LPS can cause the same thing. Alright, omnibus complications of shock, this rapidly depletes the body's ability to compensate and recover. So this is just massive, basically trauma to the whole body, right?
Mm-hmm.
Affects multiple organ systems, lungs, kidney, liver, brain, heart, I mean, what's left? You worried about your gallbladder at this point? Not really. Risk factors, sepsis, prolonged periods of hypotension, hepatic dysfunction, infracted valves, sorry, advanced age, severe trauma, and what's this right here?
Alcohol abuse.
Alcohol abuse.
So how long does this take, and is this will happen
12.
only in a healthy person?
No, it's a
Or
12
is
to-
it takes a series of events?
Yeah, usually something, what were we gonna say? Did we say something over here?
12 to 48 hours, right?
No, but what's gonna
Before
cost you, multi-organ failure?
Yeah, before you go into shock, like, can you tell somebody's at risk?
No. Well, from septic shock, sure, they have sepsis, they can get better risk of going into shock. If they've got some of the, well, let's go back and look at some of them.
Not with obstructive shock, right? Not with obstructive shock.
Be hard because you wouldn't know they have those obstructions in there, right?
Yeah.
Sepsis and septic shock for sure. We'll look through some of these probably. Neurogenic shock is gonna be what? Do I have anything in here? All right, if I can put all those. Okay, cardiac shock, what about that one? Sure, you got myocardial infarction, you got cardiovascular disease, that's gonna be something you can try and mitigate, right? Hypovolumetric shock,
They're bleeding out.
that's usually trauma abuse,
Yeah.
right? Not really much you can do there. What's the first thing you try and do for hypovolumetric shock and trauma?
The trans-
Not necessarily blood, not necessarily blood transfusion at first, even before that. Anybody know?
You keep them warm.
And like,
Not everybody has the right type of blood with them all the time, what do they usually tell you with them? What's the first thing you wanna do with hypovolumetric shock, guys? Huh? Okay, this guy's just been in a car wreck, lacerated his brachial artery.
Stop the bleeding?
No, it's bleeding?
Yeah.
And then what?
Restore.
I mean, you know what blood type is, you're not just gonna grab, well, I mean, you can always grab a neg and put it in them, right, if you have it. But if you don't have that, what? Plasma or
Saline.
fluid, the whole point is you wanna get what?
His blood pressure
You're
up.
trying to get pressure up, you wanna get volume up and get pressure back. Restore blood volume right there. Okay, right there, fluid, blood, plasma. Alright, distributive shock, loss of vessel tone. You might
The best.
maybe sort of be able to mitigate this one a little bit, because this one's mostly gonna be what? A lot of age related, a lot of other things, right? Neurogenic shock, yeah, I mean, what do you do? Sure, I mean, you know they've got a spinal cord injury, some of the other ones, anesthesia, not so much you can do, and you can try and keep an eye on everything else.
So you're saying like depending on the injury or the surgery or whatever, that's gonna make them more prone to that type of shock, in other words, right?
Well, what do you mean?
Like this one, like neurogenic shock, if they're having something wrong with the spinal cord, they're at risk for.
Right, but this is usually not, well, sure, I mean, it's.
They're not going to be at risk for like distributive shock or some
No,
other type.
no,
That's
no,
what I'm saying. So
Yeah, yeah.
Anesthesia can cause neurogenic shock?
yeah,
Which one?
Anesthesia?
Yeah, oh yeah.
yeah, because they're messing with it.
You get general anesthesia, or you get a bad block somewhere else that's real high up in the spinal block or anything like that, epidurals or anything, that's one of the potential complications.
what would that shock look like?
Huh?
What would that shock look like?
Well, it's gonna be what? What is the main thing anesthesia is gonna cause in terms of it's neurogenic shock because you're suppressing what? Respiratory,
So it's gonna be
suppressing
paralysis.
the respiratory system through the what? Neuronal system, right? So you're gonna, it's gonna go, and they're gonna have respiratory collapse and stuff like that from anesthesia.
That's
So
scary.
what causes that? Just too much?
Bad reaction, too much, some of it's just bad reaction, different metabolic, we're talking about metabolism, some people have metabolic issues where they metabolize them. Some people just have bad reactions to some anesthesia.
Oh, wow.
I mean, going under general anesthesia always carries what?
Mm-hmm.
Risk.
Certain risks, and these are some of them right there, this right here.
The middle of being like nose doctor.
I mean, I'm like, just put me to sleep, I don't really care. If you really think about it, there are always potential risks.
Yeah.
And think about it, the older you get, so now you're getting older,
You got local box.
and you've got what? For an older patient, they got an 85-year-old patient,
It's cheaper.
you're gonna put them to sleep. Well, oof. I should tell you a funny story about that.
Oh, Lord.
Well, let's get through this one to the HIV, and I'll tell you that at the end. But an older person now has loss of vessel to an increased vascular compartment, already having issues with that, right? Now you put them on anesthesia, they're also gonna have a harder time metabolizing some of these drugs. And so now what's gonna happen? Now you gotta really watch this patient closely, because now you got an elderly patient that's already got other underlying health conditions, and now you're gonna put them under general anesthesia?
Mm-hmm.
So you know, no anesthesiologists who like to do that.
Yeah.
They want a nice 18-year-old. Put to sleep, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Alright. Yeah, see, multi-organ failure, a lot of this is gonna be,
There we are.
just trauma and stuff can reduce this too. And in fact, that's what I was doing that work on, they were looking, why do some trauma patients go into multi-organ failure? They don't really know yet.
So is that why it says the risks? That's like,
So it says, I mean, these are no risk factors, right? Prolonged hypotension, hepatic dysfunction, tract valve, advanced age, right here, that's one of them, yeah, it is on there. Severe trauma is one of the big ones they worry about. Some of these patients, they'll be in a car wreck, they'll get them in, they'll get them stabilized,
and
and
everything
everything.
starts going right.
And they just go to multi-organ failure.
Is that what they're saying, that sometimes the people that are drunk don't die because they don't go into shock? Is that true?
Yeah, you mean in car wrecks? Why is that usually the case?
Why they don't die?
Yeah, because you were saying
Oh,
something
yeah.
about being drunk, your body doesn't.
They're always the ones that live.
Well, if you're sober and you see that wreck happening,
You're
you
like,
tense up and
Yeah.
you, when you're really drunk, you know what's going on, you're like a rag doll.
Yeah.
So you
So it is true.
you don't have as much traumatic, yeah, a lot of them survive, they don't have, because they're
More
sort of
limber.
bounce around a little bit. Whereas if you're almost stiff, you've got more chance of finding fractures and stuff like that.
So it's not
Now,
just
that's
shock.
more so if they're not in a seatbelt too. If you're belted in, you're probably gonna even out pretty well. Coming in, become a broken bone. All right, let's get through this real quick, okay, fluid what?
Resuscitation?
Just means what? Fluid, restore blood flow, improve oxygen delivery, and hemodynamic stability. All right, done. That's all. So basically,